You just tuned it in. Global and worldwide. Hitting you on the one with no delay. Because it's the fighter's voice. The fighter's voice. With your fighting host, Richard Ortiz. And the formidable co-host, Mr. Cole Escovedo. Remember, every fighter has a voice.
And so do you here on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio. We're live in Fresno, California. Welcome to the Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters, knocking out the competition. We got a great show for you tonight, and it's coming to you by way of live stream team in collaboration with Mad Productions and Entertainment in the Fighter's Voice official home, the official studio of the Fighter's Voice. Ladies and gentlemen, the co-host with the most is going to knock out these bills like he'll be knocking you out the entire show.
Man, like liver shots, Rich, as always, helping us out. Keep the lights on and the mics on. Dying Breed Apparel and Gear. They're always helping us out, guys. Check their clothing out. Bobby Salazar Salsa. Okay?
Yeah, you got to get some of that.
Always delicious. No chips. Killing me.
Need some chips, Bobby Salazar Salsa.
We picked up that new guy, Red Wave Inc.
Red
tattoo.
Wave, Rico's Red Wave.
Yeah, an art gallery. They get an art gallery too.
Yeah, they do.
It's across from River Park.
Yeah, they do. And actually, his wife cuts hair too.
Yeah,
so big plug
it's a
for
little
there.
more than just ink.
Me too.
They got a see.
Oh, they cut your hair too?
I cut hair.
Oh, do you?
Man.
Okay. Oh,
Cool.
okay. Then you want to
due.
sponsor us? Since you're going to interrupt, let's sponsor us. Bryan LUA sponsorship. Bryan the Lion sponsorship. Coming to you soon. We no longer cut hair at the Ramate. We cut hair in studio live with Bryan the Lion Studios and Haircut.
Speaking in studio, we're at Mad Production Studios and
Mad
Entertainment.
Productions.
Remember, they shoot commercials for everything you need.
Everything.
Give them a holler. Set an appointment up today. Coach B over at the Bat Cave with 12 rounds has set an appointment today. Hit his Instagram up at Coach1971. Set an appointment today.
There you go.
And as always, thumbs up for Richie Productions.
Thumbs up for Richie each and every time. Thank you, Co, for knocking out those sponsors. We're here to bring you the topics from boxing and MMA all over the world, the fight world, or anybody that just wants to fight. That's what we do. We bring entertainment. If you want to get in the cage, get in the ring, or you just want to get down, you know, mano a mano, old school way, come aboard, bring your story with you, and bring a check with you too. We'll have some fun and we'll eat some pizza the whole nine. We got some local fights coming up that we also take care of, like the 559 fights, and we're going to get more into detail on that as the show goes and we start to go and blow up and, you know, listen to Cole's Beatdown later on in the show. That's a segment where he talks about the whole MMA world and the whole anybody that wants to get in the cage world. You know, what's going on today, tomorrow, yesterday, and even forever. But enough said. Today with us on the show, we got another top-ranked, undefeated, professional athlete, Bryan the Lion LUA from Madera, California. I'm not sure if he likes the lion, but then we got to get a name right there. Maybe it's the haircut LUA. I'm not too sure. We'll talk about that later on in the show.
One.
Yes, I do like that.
The fader.
The fader. Oh, I like that right there.
And that way, if you knock somebody out, oh, dude, bro, it fits so well.
You just got faded. There you go. I like that. There you go. We get some little bit of copyrights for that, man.
Yeah, if
listen,
you use
man.
that, I'm just saying.
Plain and simple. You thought we went away. We didn't go anywhere. We're in your television. We're in your eardrum. We're on your Facebook right now. You're looking and laughing and having a good time because we don't just give you the topics. We keep you entertained. We keep you amused. And we also keep you in tuned. Enough said. I'm here with the special guest, Bryan LUA from Madera, California. I appreciate you coming here. How's it going, my man?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm always doing good. I'm always full of energy and rocking and rolling and waiting for that opportunity, creating opportunity. Let me fix that, because if you wait for opportunity, it's not going to come. They're not going to come knocking on your door and say, hey, Bryan, there's a title shot over here. No, you got to come and earn it, man.
Exactly.
Enough said, man. Hey, hey, where's the energy coming from, man? I mean, because you got too much energy. Calm down, Bryan. Calm down.
Nah, I'm just chilling right now.
You're just chilling. Well, listen, you know, the whole world wants to know, man. The whole Madera, the whole Fresno, the whole 559, even 209 want to know what's next for Bryan LUA.
Man, hopefully I'll be fighting December.
Let's talk in the mic, man. We had Cedro Ochoa on there, and he was whispering.
It ain't going to bite you, man.
It ain't going to bite you. If it does, bite it back.
I'll probably be fighting December 8th.
There you go.
If everything goes well with my hand.
That's better.
And if not, I'll probably be back by the end of the year.
Okay.
The beginning of the year next year.
What's the concerns with the hand?
I had a cyst, but
the wrist?
Yeah, well, a cyst in my wrist.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna have to have surgery.
Ever since like 2 weeks ago, I mean, I've been feeling better. I've been training.
That's right.
So I'm just, man, I'm anxious to get back in the ring and show my talent.
You know what, man? There's a guy, and I'm going to give him a plug. His name's Bo Bernsini on Merced Street, man. I go, you going to the fights? He goes, man, I'm going to try to go there. And then I was talking to him again. He goes, yeah, I'm there to see that dude from Madera. And I go, who is? I was just, acting. He goes, LUA, man. He goes, you know who he is? I go, okay, well, that's right. That's what time it is. But, yeah, he was ready to go. And, yeah, unfortunately, you know, things happen, you know, in fights. Miss weigh-ins, not that saying that was the case, or injuries, or sometimes they change the card all the time. But, yeah, you had some people from Madera watching, supporting, and anticipating Bryan LUA walking through those ropes once again.
Hey, sorry, Mama. We didn't tell you we were having NSYNC in today. I know we didn't tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Boy band tryouts.
I mean, you roll pretty deep,
so
man.
Confused.
You roll pretty deep right here, man. What's up, guys? You guys all from Madera?
It's like the only guy we've had bringing Entourage.
Yeah, that's
it's awesome.
Right
it's the first guy we've had bringing Entourage. It's awesome.
Did you come in the Camaro?
Yeah.
All you guys fit in that Camaro?
You guys all squeezed in a little Camaro?
We got to.
Oh, man.
Who got stuck in the middle? Come on.
Someone got stuck in the middle. It's okay. Sometimes it's okay to be in the middle.
Guys are stuck in the middle. It's just the way it is, man.
No, said, man, when can we see you back in the ring? I mean, I know you're waiting on certain things, but I know you're staying in shape because actually today you said you're going to the gym. How's that going for you?
I mean, I've been staying in the gym since my hand got better, so I just want to get back in the ring, start sparring, and see how it feels. But hopefully December.
Okay.
Mid-December,
God willing.
December. But man, I'm just waiting on that date and waiting on the doctor to get me cleared.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Let me throw this at you, and it's kind of deep. Do you remember Evander Holyfield? Remember they said he had that shoulder injury, right? He went to a healing crusade and got healed instantly. I believe in miracles, man. So you know, waiting on the doctor's cool. I appreciate there's doctors too, but I also like to pray
doctor,
too.
But,
nothing wrong with speeding the little process up if you can. You know what I mean?
I've been hitting the bags and I've been hitting with everything. And I just feel
feels
a little
fine,
sore, but nothing like the when I got hurt. So it's a big process. So I'm glad that my hand's healing better and I'm just waiting for a fight date.
Well, man, we're here to get you going, man. Here at the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio, man, we want to support you, man. Not just watch you and be a fan, support you. So if there's anything we can do and what we do, you let us know. Keep me updated. I'll let everybody know, hey, LUA's doing okay. He's now sparring or he's ready to go. He's going to come here and name a date and et cetera.
So how's that work in the boxing world? Like, you have a manager, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it? I know in MMA, it's like we'd have like sponsor manager, fight manager. But you were also saying that some are mostly ranked, top ranked, signed.
What? No, what some. Top Rank is an organization. Okay, they're a promotion company. There's Top Rank, and then you also got Golden Boy. They'll sign some fighters and they promote fighters. Okay. So I don't like to use the term, but it's real A and B side fighters. Okay. So if I'm Golden Boy and I have all my fighters, well, I'm going to line them up with some B side fighters because I want to continue to grow, have them grow, and get the experience needed. Because a lot of times they'll just stick them in there and you see what happens one time.
So how relevant are rankings then?
The rankings are by the governing bodies. You got the WBA, you got the WBC, you got the IBF, and the WBO. Now, here's where politics comes involved. Okay, my man could be 10-0 with 10 knockouts, right? And then by the WBC, just for an example, I'm not talking about the WBC, Mr. Suleiman. He can be ranked number 7. There could be a guy that's maybe 9-3 and ranked number 2 ahead of him. Okay. Why? Because he just signed with a certain promotion company that's with the WBC. Okay. You know, it's and everybody wherever
politics are the same. You got promoters that are managers of fighters that you end up fighting. It's same politics, So now, do they tell you when you're going to fight, or can you go out there and actively seek?
Basically, my promoter gets me the fights,
and your promoter's Bob Arum?
Yeah. Okay. So I've been talking to them, and then they said they're going to take me to their doctor to get me clear.
That way they can actually start investing in a promotion for you. Because like, what's the point if he is hurt?
I told them that I wanted to fight by the end of the year. I wanted to get one more fight. And they told me, well, we're going to take you to the doctor. And then once the doctor tells us you're clear, then we're going to start from there and get you a fight. But most likely I'm going to fight in December.
Okay, so you're just kind of getting the train going now and training, just trying to get a head start. So they're like, hey, you're good. We got to fight for you in like 6 weeks. Okay, cool. I've already been in semi-camp. Let's go.
Where's that site going to be at?
The fight?
Yeah, December. Excuse me.
I'm not sure yet because they're trying to give me a fight, but I'm not.
Is that December 1st, December 2nd?
It's this. I think one card is December 1st and December 8th, but I'm not.
Okay.
So early December, but right now, as a manager, it'd be hard to tell the promoter, I've got them set. Yeah, it's right now they're like, hey, do you have them? It's like, well, we got to wait like a week till we find out. Okay, well. Call me when you know for sure. Then.
That's what the promoters like.
Like they'll pencil you in.
They're keeping me in touch. So as soon as I go to the doctor and I get clear, they'll put me in the card. Because if I don't get clear and they put me in the card, that's like
that's a liability if breach of contract and stuff. You put a fighter on there that you knew probably wouldn't be able to.
So who's your doctor when you go here? Is it Batista?
No, it's
big shout out, big plug for Dr. Batista, Dr. Guzman.
Yeah, big shout out. They helped me. They did my MRI and everything, but they Rick sent me to another doctor, another specialist. I forgot his name actually. I'm sorry, but I forgot his name.
Rick Merian?
Yeah, Rick Merian sent me to another doctor.
Okay.
But
they say Rick James or something. I said, dang, dude, you know what kind of doctor he's gonna send you to?
Probably in I want to say like an orthopedic specialist, a bone specialist to look at the joints and everything and say, okay, well, this isn't same thing like building a house.
Yeah, my cyst actually was the cysts that actually come out, they're on top of the bone, but this one was in between my
in between my
wrist.
Hand and
so you can really see it. So
usually
you can pop them.
Weight bearing.
Yeah, so it's in between my joints and stuff, so it would inflame my muscle and stuff like that. So it's a little difficult.
Yeah, so, that's uncomfortable, man. That has to be uncomfortable for you. And the main thing is, I know it's the waiting game, patience. I mean, because that window of opportunity, sometimes it closes, but sometimes it's a blessing in disguise.
Man, I missed 2 fights because of my hand injury, but, you know...
you did, but you took one with a hand injury. I remember that because I interviewed you afterwards and you showed me your hand. I'm like, you really fought like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you go, I took the camera off your hand. And I was like, wow, okay. No, we did. Real talk. We interviewed after the fight. He was very successful. You were actually, were you bumped up to the main event or the co?
I was a co-main event.
Yeah, he was bumped up to the co-main event.
Oh, that's always nice.
And had the hand injury, man. Fought through it. So we were just talking about that. Remember? We were just talking.
I only gained 3 pounds after the weigh-ins.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's it. Huh?
That's it.
Yeah,
you're pretty natural weight then.
Actually, a spider bit my finger, and that was swollen.
Nice.
That was nice.
I mean, if you're gonna keep the weight down one way, I guess.
I guess so, man.
Well, actually, I don't know what was it like. Probably the venom, like didn't make me hungry or.
No,
something.
yeah, venom definitely gets.
Brother, that's called poison.
That's your body dying.
Raid.
So now, when you get bumped up last minute,
for free stuff.
Does your purse automatically get increased, or is that something that has to be negotiated ahead of time?
I didn't want to say anything because the fight would have canceled or something, so I didn't want to say anything.
You didn't want to say.
He didn't want to bring any attention to himself.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I don't want to say like, oh, my hand's here, or put an excuse. So
I mean, like when.
I just went out
no, he was talking about from the prelims, so to speak, to now you're the co-main event.
Yeah, so like
did you increase?
Your fight got bumped.
Oh.
So you're clearly a higher up on the food chain of the card now to fill a spot. Like, do they even mention that? Like, because I know Dana does that. Like what he did with Soto. Hey, you're fighting for the belt
his contract
tomorrow, and he's like, okay, and they're like, don't worry, we'll sort something out. This will be off contract kind of thing. So do they just say we'll take care of you?
Not really.
It's just you got bumped up. That's it. I mean,
it was a good exposure. So
better check those W-2 forms, homie.
Well, they think of it. They probably look at it as an opportunity. Your increase in pay is your bump in the fight card kind of thing. Your notoriety.
Somebody got bumped up.
Yeah.
Somebody's wearing a Versace T-shirt or something, and thanking Brian LUA for getting right now. Talking about Versace and commercials and what have you. We're about to take commercial break.
I gotta ask.
We're going to take commercial break when they come back right now on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio, where every fighter has a voice, and so do you. Hi, Richard Ortiz here, your official voice of the Fighter's Voice. And whenever I'm watching a fight or just relaxing, Bobby Salazar's. Either this left one here or this right one here, you cannot go wrong. Whenever I want to kick back and relax and watch a fight or just something on TV or just relax, it's Bobby Salazar's. Or even the knockout salsa itself. Jose Ramirez, knockout Bobby Salazar's salsa because it's very hot and it's hot with that green belt. Just like this green salsa right here. This is the official salsa of the Fighter's Voice, Bobby Salazar's. Hey, and we're back here from commercial break, the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio. This is part 2 and it's called Recap. A big recap on this weekend's fight. Now listen, if you're a fight fan, you got to see Crawford, who was considered pound for pound one of the best in the world to ever lace him up. There's arguments because there's some other names you can throw in the hat, but nevertheless, Jose Benavidez went to war with him, did the best that he could. He stepped in the ring, truly believing that he was going to be the new WBO welterweight champion of the world. So hats off to him. Unfortunately, he came up short. It was a TKO victory for Terrence Crawford. He stopped him by way of, I believe they both threw uppercuts, and Crawford a short right uppercut. Prior to that, if you can notice, the jab was pretty effective, but he wouldn't really follow up with that right hand. I want your whole take on this. And I don't want to make excuses here. I was either thinking, this guy hits like pillows, Crawford has a great chin, But the knee, that right knee, it's your whole torque, man. It's like trying to hit a softball by jumping up in the air.
Actually, I thought Jose was doing pretty good.
He was doing really well.
Rounds,
yes.
So he was making Crawford work, and I think he just got tired or his knee got hurt because
Well, I mean, that mental pressure too. Crawford started getting his rhythm, so to speak.
He let him get comfortable in the ring. Once you let someone get comfortable, it's game over.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta be the comfortable guy in the ring. Once you have the pressure on and you feel pressure and you let the other guy be comfortable, that's game over. It's a mental game. You gotta be in there having fun.
Yeah, exactly. So for the first 4 rounds, it was very competitive. Yeah, what did you see?
The first 4 rounds, I had it like 2-2.
Yeah, I started getting excited because I'm thinking we're about to see something special here.
Yeah, because Jose was like counterpunching and catching Crawford. He was the bigger guy, using his jab good. Right hand, left hooks. He was actually doing pretty good, and I thought he was gonna win, but he started slowing down and just putting his hands up and covering himself and letting Crawford dictate the fight. Yeah,
Timothy Bradley was talking about that. Was it Timothy Bradley or I believe Andre wore earmuffs?
Yeah, like,
and they were going to the body on that.
They can say, you're not doing anything, but the points are, he's hitting.
No, absolutely.
So,
absolutely, just
points
like
is everything that matters. So,
especially body shots.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that was the difference between Canelo and Triple G. Those body shots. Nobody talks about that, but those body shots add up and they make the difference in points, and it kind of zaps you as far as your strength.
They slow you down.
Yeah. Speaking of zap, just like Conor McGregor got zapped, from trying to fight off Habib, and then when he stood finally toe-to-toe and he had an open window, he just didn't have anything on his punches. And we were just talking about that last week with Evan Pitbull Solario.
Right, though.
He got caught, but he got up, though.
But not in the sense of like, oh, he got caught because Khabib got lucky. That right that landed, lucky. He just was tired. Conor was just tired.
Oh, you don't like Conor, huh?
I
like him, but
Conor was tired, but he also scooted and booted back real fast. Like
I actually was going for Conor.
He didn't get dazed and lose his composure.
Oh, he was still in the game.
Eyes up, looking, moving.
Yeah,
realized
spun around and returned it. Yeah, exactly.
But he got caught because he's so tired. His hands were down, just tired. Khabib was just draining his gas.
You got a young career, and you still got a lot to go. More experience. Without giving away too much, has any fighter ever got your attention in the ring? Hit you with something that says, okay, now I know I'm in a fight?
Like they actually hurt me?
I'm not saying hurt or dazed or anything, because a lot of fighters don't like to admit that, and that's good. They got a filter to block that out, because they will not program that in there. Have any fighter ever got your attention?
Not really, no.
Like changing lanes and while you're driving, you kind of forget you're driving for shit. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right, I'm driving. Oh, okay.
Nah,
like, never been hit in the body.
When I was younger, they hit him in the back of the head, and it was an illegal shot. But
do we still have that old audio from the old radio show? Because last time we spoke, you said your brother landed a body shot.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Okay. Because we'll replay it in case you don't want to relive that.
I remember
Okay, because you seem to get confused a little bit. Okay, all right. Just want to keep that in there. Because we'll rewind it, man. We'll put it on there.
I was sparring.
You were sparring?
And I was working with them, and I got overconfident. Right in front of the bus. I got caught.
So your brother, was it that left hook or the right hook or just inside or just?
It was a spin and then
he spun. He rotated.
Over and then
okay, then he went for it then.
Yeah,
that was beautiful then.
Yep.
That's right. Where is he at? Where is he at? Oh yeah, he's a lanky one, huh? Hey, how did it go down there when he went to Mexico?
He got bronze or silver, I think.
Yeah, his brother went down to Mexico to try to make the Mexican Olympic team.
Nice.
And he's one of those fighters that's tall and lanky, so he's the bigger guy, but still the same weight, kind of like a Tommy Hearns coming up.
He has a punch.
Telling you, the Diaz brothers, man.
Oh, he would, man. The Diaz brothers.
They would do so good in boxing. I don't understand why they're not boxing. I really don't.
Now that's when I wouldn't mind watching the crossover. I mean, because they do really fine, and I don't think any fighter really wants to get in there with them.
They've already got so much crossover training with guys like that that it just.
Well, actually, Nate Diaz was sparring with Kilo Madera. Yeah.
Like that's got to start. That's got to be somebody's got to be telling him, dude, you could be making so much more money. You could be making so much more money. Like somebody's got to be telling him that. Has to be.
I mean, it happens because in boxing there is mega dollars in there. But UFC's starting to step it up now. I mean, it could be better. I think it could be better.
Nate's like Nick. He doesn't play. He doesn't play games. Like Khabib doesn't play McGregor's games. No. He doesn't play their games.
Yeah.
So okay, great. Here's the thing: he's contracted to UFC. He can only MMA fight for them.
Yeah.
Why, dude? If they're shelving you, just take some boxing fights.
Exactly.
Stay fighting. Like, why not? Like his personality is enough to get him a decent dollar.
No, I agree with you, man. One thing I do want to ask you again, Bryan. So how close and how important is it to you to get back to Madera? And when I say close, because I know you reside at different places, but I know Madera, you call home, you take pride in Madera, and you do got a lot of Madera followers. Yep. But I mean, are you ready to get up and just, hey, let's go here now? Or are you're rooted here in Madera?
I mean, shit. My bad.
Yeah, okay. So that means that was a look like, hey, I'm considering, what are they talking about, Richard? You know something I don't know or something?
No, I mean, my whole family, my friends and everything, they're in Madera. So Madera's my hometown, my comfort zone. So every time I'm in Madera,
right there,
I'm just in my comfort zone.
Right there, you're at home.
Yeah, I'm at home.
Okay, that's good, man.
I gotta go to work. I gotta go to get in shape. I go out of my comfort zone so I could be in shape. This
is my thing. I got a bone to pick with the Madera Tribune too, and I'm gonna say it too, man. We cover softball, we cover soccer, we cover all these events, and what they told me is, oh, we don't work on Saturdays, which is BS because they cover softball tournaments on Saturdays. Why is it? I'm look right now, Madera Tribune, we have a Madera resident making his professional debut in front of 14,000 screaming people, and not one person from the Madera Tribune wrote a story about him. Afterwards, you kind of got on the flow, but come on, man, don't drop the ball. You dropped it once, don't drop it again. I'm just calling you out. You can call me out anytime, man, and I'm here. We can play ball together. Again, you fought at the Save Mart Center, sold out on the undercard of Jose Ramirez. Not one person was there from the Madera Tribune. I mean, later on, they got a story. Well, I mean, they got to because they can't ignore that.
What's wrong with jumping on the train before the fight? Like, even if you lose, they can still report, unfortunately, it didn't go his way. Like, and if you win, then great. They can say, hey, we were there with the pre-interview. Now
we have a Madera professional fighter, like I said, just made his professional debut. No write-up. But they'll say little Johnny and Susie scored 2 goals and hit a softball between the gap. And that's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But we're talking about a professional athlete.
Yeah, and boxing's been around for so much longer than MMA that it should be covered.
Here's the whole thing, and you get into politics, okay? Anybody that puts their hands up, they're either a criminal or they're a bad guy because they're a fighter. I mean, that's the way they see. No,
that's not politics.
That's the way they see things.
That's not politics.
Well, it is when you got big names because of the mayor's son or daughter was doing it. They'd be coverage right there.
Ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance. Exactly.
It's not politics. It's ignorance. It's stubbornness. It's ignorance. It's refusal to accept what is not what is perceived. Yeah. Just because they don't want to be of the minority of people saying, "Oh, I see it a different way." They'd rather just go where the money is.
As a journalist, are you going to say, "Oh, I don't work on the weekends"? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean,
I thought journalism was a 24-hour job, but maybe
if you reach that point, and I'd still want the scoop. I want some of it. I want to be included.
It seems like you'd be the only one getting the story at your establishment. Why wouldn't you?
Man, we just need to get this guy more of a.
It's a missed opportunity, is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. They dropped the ball and don't drop it again. Calling them all out on it. Madera Tribune.
Fumbles.
The number is 559-674-2424. Ask for the guy in charge. I think his name is Chuck, and then they got a sports guy. His first name is Tyler. I don't even want to say his last name. You know what I'm talking about.
It came out in a newspaper a long time ago.
Well, that's because you won the lotto, man. I'm talking about winning the fight.
They didn't get me because they actually wanted me to. I had to go over there.
You had to approach them.
Like, you know what?
There you go.
I won this, and that, and they were like, oh, Madera, this and that.
Now, when you start out,
there you go. Well, listen. Hold that thought. We're going to take commercial. Come right back here on the Fighters Voice Knockout Radio, knocking out the competition here in Fresno, California.
Hi, I'm Jose Ramirez.
I'm Bob Arum.
Hi, I'm Robert Garcia, and I'm with the Fighters Voice.
The only radio show knocking out the competition. Every fighter has a voice.
And so do you here in Fresno, California. This is part 3. This is one of our favorite segments. A lot of radio shows don't have this, and we do. It's called Cole's Beatdown. That's where he tells you everything that's going on in the MMA world, from getting beat up to beating somebody or just kicking them in the you-know-what in the parking lot. Take it away, Cole.
Stay strong, fight fans. Hold your breath no longer. It's time for Cole's Beatdown, where someone always gets knocked the fuck out.
I love the way you make that sound. It's poetic almost. So,
yeah, it is, man.
Everybody knows what happened this weekend. Bellator was going down. Chael Sonnen, FEDOR. Chael lost. I don't know. I've caught like the tail end of it, and I've had some other people that have had the chance to watch the whole fight, and it just, I don't know. Chael's he's a great entertainer. He's a Golden Globe level entertainer, and people should make sure they don't overlook that when they watch him display what he would describe as awesomeness.
Oh, he's savvy. I like for him to go toe to toe. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Guy's super smart.
Him to go toe to toe on the mic with Conor. That'd be great.
Oh man, it wouldn't even be. I don't even think it would be a match. I think he'd have so much more vast things to pull from.
Well, he called Conor out on a bunch of the way he pronounces his words and what have you. Yeah. Just get him, and it'd be good.
I'd
like to
see
that.
Just watch Conor throw a football. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, God. Did you see that?
I did. It was so bad.
Hey, but he helped the Cowboys, though. He motivated them. Conor, come to our next game, too.
Everybody laughs at that. Don't get me wrong. I laugh, too. It's funny, bro. But at the same time, that's not his sport.
No, exactly. Let these football players go hit a bag or get in the cage.
What nobody took away from that, by the way, was he was there on field suited with the owner.
Yes.
You weren't.
Yes.
At the end of the day, who cares when he throws a football? Bro, he's on the field with Jones. Dude, the dude's handshaking him. I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Mike, get on that mic.
At one time, I'd like to see how much money they asked him he might want to invest. Because you got to remember, Conor's got stupid money kind of coming in. So they'd be like, hey, you ever thought about buying part of a professional team?
That was more than just, hey, would you like to come and watch the game?
That was here's what your 15, 25 million is going to get you if you were to invest into a season. You know what I mean? Become a shareholder. So, but like I said, you got the Chael Sonnen thing. You've got the Conor on the football field thing. You've got, what a lot of people don't know, Eddie Alvarez signed with One Championship. It's an overseas organization. It's a Japanese MMA.
Oh, right on.
That scene's kind of having a little more life coming back into it. They had Pride. They had Pride Bushido. They had Dream.
Yeah.
They got One now.
Kind of the same company, just changes the name up a little bit.
Kind of the way things work over there. Yeah. It kind of is. Just kind of hands off, I guess. Right. I don't want to speak outside my bounds on a lack of knowledge. At least it's been a while since I fought over there, but I doubt things have changed much, to be honest.
Still the same,
man. You've got things like that. But the thing that came out of the news the most that was really tossing me for a loop was the Cormier and his whole hand thing. We were talking about this earlier about how, my hand's not 100%. It's like, I get it when you're asked. I don't like it because it looks like something he's going to look back on, and God forbid he loses. I hope he wins. I think should be a good fight for him. I think it should be a win for him, but I don't like people when they throw out the injury stuff. It's like, all you're kind of doing...
That's putting doubt in your own head, man, too.
No.
I'm kind of surprised.
It's not really putting doubt in his own head, dude. These are strategies outside the rings. Like I said earlier, it's the same thing.
I wouldn't put it on blast.
It's the same thing as going, look at me while I help this homeless guy. It's look at me while I do this good deed. You're bringing it up for a reason.
Yeah. Are you saying I won with the injured hand?
No, it'll be more like if he loses, he'd be like, I just couldn't throw that hand. It totally messed up my strategy. Look, I talked about this weeks ago. It didn't just happen. There's levels to this. Like when you look at the politics of fighting and the things that go on behind doors in MMA, especially boxing, the same thing, man. There's freaking levels to this thing. So I think he's just playing the big picture game. Chael's playing the biggest picture game that anybody's playing, and people are missing it, man. Absolutely. The guy's a genius.
He was in a heavyweight tournament.
Yeah.
Think about that. 2 classes out of his weight, and he put his hat in a heavyweight tournament. Yeah, a lot of money. I don't know if he
put the hat in. I think they might be kind of pulled it in.
He did look like he just left dominoes, huh?
Man, a little husky, but hey, Chael's man.
Well, yeah. But he showed heart, though.
But what I do want to close out with, the other thing I took away from that heavyweight tournament was Bader versus Fedor. That's going to be, the finals now?
Yeah, that's going to be the finals.
Semifinals.
Was it January or December?
I want to say December. I don't think they're going to push it to January. I think they'll want to start their New Year's Eve off event, kind of thing like that. But,
and also Frank Mir and Javi Ayala from Porterville.
Yeah. He got a big call-up. Yeah, he got a big call-up. So shouts out to Javi, dude. Way to go on that, dude. Yes. So he's got a good test in front of him. A guy like Mir is a great opportunity, and I don't say it in that fact that anybody should look and go, "Oh man, you got such
he's a big man with jits."
He's being given the opportunity of the level of opponent he's being given exposure with.
Yeah, exactly.
The job's his if he wants it. They just called him up for the resume and said, "Hey, dude, man. You got an interview in a couple meets. Bring your A game." So it's not hey, it'll be a good notch on your feather if you do really good. It's how well can you promote yourself on this particular win that you're looking at? Because this is now a big exposure opponent. To get him that exposure, all he has to do out there is just go out there and do his job.
Yeah.
That's not changing. Mir's just another opponent. Great, he's a much tougher opponent, but that's your road to
Can't sleep on him, man.
No,
former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Mir.
It's gonna be a good show for him. But Bader and Fedor, man, that's a final. So I don't know. I see Fedor winning that one.
Oh, do you?
I do.
I'm pulling for him too. Oh wait, Fedor or Bader?
Fedor.
Yeah,
the king, the emperor.
Yeah,
the legend,
the emperor,
the walking god.
The GOAT.
The walking God.
The GOAT.
But I'll finish out my segment with this question. We were talking with him earlier about being, you know, motivating your camp and driven and all that kind of focus and stuff when you have to pull away from it. We were talking about where you take it seriousness, where your camp is at, where you leave for your camps, go out your comfort zone, stay in your comfort zone. And I just want to say is I heard you say that you're in your comfort zone, and then you followed up with, I'll go out my comfort zone. And I would say I was really happy to hear that, because I was going to ask you, how far out of your comfort zone do you plan on staying before you feel you can only excel so far? You can only be the best guy in your gym to go out. So when I heard you say that, it was great. It was awesome. So I just want to get your feelings on that and say, do you move for camps? Like, how far out of your comfort zone do you go?
I
do you really
move for camps? It's actually down in Riverside.
Okay.
It's like 5 hours away from my comfort zone. So
it's a living facility?
Yeah, basically I go like every 3 months before my fight.
Why have I heard this place brought up before? Who else has brought this up before?
Isidro Ochoa.
Okay, Ochoa. Yeah. So is this the same place then?
Yeah, Robert Garcia.
Okay, so
one of the hottest and best trainers in the game today.
So now how do you get your feet in the door at that? Is there a purse percentage that you have to...
Hall of Fame trainer.
Offer?
No, he actually...
is it invite only?
No, I mean, you have to be top of the... You got to be good to be in the gym.
Okay, so you can't just show up. It's kind of like they call your guys and your guys say, hey, what are you doing in like 2 weeks, man? I got a spot for you for some camp down there. Is that just how it happens?
You can spar and try it out, but, I mean, you got to be good.
Similar like Mayweather's doghouse kind of thing? Like you got to show up and test your metal to get in, or...
I wouldn't put it at the same level or class as Mayweather.
Okay.
Honestly, because
Mayweather... I meant in the mess aspect.
That's a gym / strip club, okay? No, it really is. I mean, let's keep it real. Did you watch 24/7? You were there. You got cable.
I mean more in the sense
People
of...
just go out there and they just want to get signed on. Mayweather,
okay.
He has money.
It's a sideshow kind of thing. Yeah, this is more
actually,
of a...
Absolutely.
This is serious business.
Okay.
So you can go out there. I could be like, go... I got this friend that's got talent.
Mm-hmm. Jose Aldo trains there.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay.
You can go in there and spar, and if he'll be honest with you, you know what, you don't have the talent.
So you could come up there just to get evaluated and say, hey, I'd like to at least get your idea of where I at, and then if he likes what he sees, he might say, hey,
his down to earth.
He'll keep you in there.
That's
get
nice.
a good evaluation.
Lions
hey, one thing we didn't touch on, Zoila Frosto. She's back with the victory. You know, she was off for a while, had an injury, came back, sucked it up, and got that victory. And we talked about having her on the show. Zoila Frosto, the Warrior Princess.
I already see
the
people
Warrior Princess.
talking about her kick, dude.
Madeira.
She landed this blast kick, and everybody's already talking
I posted
about
it, man. Yeah, she'll kick your ass, man.
Dude, I love it.
But see, then you'll love it, though.
Man. She became a meme, dude.
She's from Madeira? Yeah.
She became a meme one year, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was super awesome.
Yeah.
But
no, she fights a lot, man.
The question I was going to ask you, you were saying, we talked about earlier about the promoters and what they're doing for you and this and that. What I was going to ask you is how much of that 100% of promotion effort being put forth by them and the promoters, how much are you actively involved in? How much, like, self-promoting do you do?
What do you mean? I don't really get you.
Then that scares me. Like, how much self-promotion do you do on a regular basis for yourself so that people walking down Fashion Fair Mall or
in 30 seconds, what do you do to stay relevant so everybody knows the name Bryan LUA? Besides it being on a billboard, besides you getting into a fight, I want you to think about that when we come back from commercial break. We'll talk about that. What are you doing personally? Don't rely on your promoter. Don't rely on your team. Don't rely on your manager. You must promote yourself, just like the gentleman Blake the Beast does from from Sacramento. That dude promotes himself. He's a promoter's dream. I don't know how much time's left because I don't see the thing there. But when we come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about that, and I want to hear Bryan LUA's answer. We're going to give him a solution. We're going to give him some tips. And it's not just taking selfies. It's about saying, hey, I'm Bryan the Lion LUA. I'll be back in action. You can catch me on Undefeated. I got a website. I got a podcast. I'm open for sponsorship. I'm from Madeira, California. I'm open for sparring. Contact my manager. Contact my agent, et cetera, et cetera. That's how you promote yourself, my man. We're going to come right back, and then I want to hear it from your voice yourself. Richard Ortiz here with the Fighter's Voice, Knockout Radio. Remember, we're knocking out the competition. Every fighter has a voice, and so do you.
Hey guys, it's Cole Train from the Fighter's Voice. Don't forget, if you want to grab yourself a t-shirt, we're giving these away for $25 a piece, front, back, not going to get just a front logo. This is nice, guys. I'm telling you, 25 bucks. Go to our website today. You'll be able to pick one out. You support the show, you support the fans, you support the fighters, and you help show your voice by showing support for the fighters' voice, guys. Pick up a t-shirt today.
Fighter has a voice.
And so do you here on The Fighter's Voice. Richard Ortiz and the Knockout Radio, Cole Escovedo, the co-host with the most. This is the last segment, and it's called The Last Round. And it's sponsored by The Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio because we're knocking out the competition. Come in here, have some fun, relax, here with Bryan, the Lion LUA. When we left, we were talking about how does one promote their self, how does one get notoriety, so to speak, that way people know your name. I know you said you want to take care of it yourself the old-fashioned way by let your actions, so to speak, but you get action by getting opportunity. You get opportunity by getting exposure. You get exposure by opening your mouth. Exactly. So I'm trying to help you out, my man. That's why you're on the show today, because I believe in you. I believe in your talent. I believe in your future. I believe in your foundation. All the above, man. And plus, you know, we go way back.
Then don't get us wrong. This isn't. We're not trying to say that who your current team is. But the thing is, though, as managers and promoters, they can only do so much at so much time. You got to look at it like, okay, you have a fight coming up, USADA, Drug Council. At any given time, they're going to walk up and say, "Be in this cup," right? Because you have an upcoming fight. Treat it the same way. You can at any time be putting your name out there. At any time, exposure. Even if you don't have a fight coming up, there's not much your promoter or manager can do at the time if you don't. They can only invest so much promotion dollars, and they will when the time's right. It's hard to promote it's hard to promote your pitcher who's on the bench. Yeah. Not even if he's injured, just if he's not doing anything right now. So you do stuff by doing stuff yourself. I know if you're shy, like I said, man, you got a whole entourage.
It's not that I'm shy, it's just that I'm like...
It's not your personality?
Yeah, it's not your personality. Yeah. Now you got to be careful.
Give it a shot, man. Give it a shot. Give it one-time shot, and you're going to see what doors open up. And then you got the talent to back it up. Yeah. You're not just there saying, hey, I'm this and that, and you can't shoot a basketball. You can slam dunk a basketball. You just need the basketball in your hand. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to throw some names out there with you. And you don't got to comment at all. Again, I'll say Gabriel Flores Jr. His dad has done a phenomenal job of promoting him, watching over him, and providing for him. When he was at his fourth fight, people were treating it as a championship fight, not because he was ready for a bout, but it's because of the exposure. It's because of the following. It's because of the constant, always on IG, always on Instagram, always on using this social media because it's free right now. That's great promotion. There's another gentleman, and I talked about him, and he's going to be in action in Stockton, California, November 2nd. That's the Beast. The Beast is back. Blake McKernan. He's trying to make it 11-0, man. I mean, this guy is a promoter's dream. He's not going to sit there and wait. He just wants the call. When am I fighting? Until then, you think he's always fighting. He's relevant because when he's not in the ring, he's like a movie star, man. I mean, he's out there public speaking to kids. He's out there on the ESPY Awards walking the red carpet with the celebrities. And he wasn't even invited. Some say he was, some say he wasn't. He truly believed that he belonged, and he made the connect.
He was there. That's all that matters.
Exactly. He was dressed, booted, and suited. And you know what? He made it happen, man. I mean, that guy is constantly on the grind. He's not going to sit back. He's on different networks of TV, different radio stations. I mean, that is what you call a promoter's dream. He has a future when he's done boxing, I believe, as a promoter.
Now, see, that's all self-promotion.
Yeah.
No crap talking, no smack talking. It's all just, how do I do whatever I already do? You go golfing, let us come follow you golfing for a course, for a hit, day. You go here, you go there. And it's also a good opportunity for you to promote the gyms and the teams and the nutritional shops and the things like that you use without even really having to mention them. It's like, hey, what are we doing today, man? We're picking up some some protein or whatever it is you're picking up from your nutritionalist, my meal preps from Susan or whatever. It's an opportunity for you to promote their business.
You walked in with a posse right here. And, I used to always, when we first started, I would say, hey, homie, hey, hook me up some tickets. Now when they call me, they don't call me anymore because I say, you coming with me, I'll put your ass to work. You're grabbing a camera, you're going to edit some film, you're going to do something, you're going to hold the bag, you're going to try to get in. Don't ask for an autograph, okay? Act like you've been there before because you're wearing this brand. It's all professionalism. You golfing right there, Bryan, top rank, undefeated professional, tries to golf. Ha. You get viewership, you move on from that. That's just every once in a while just to stay relevant, but LUA does this, or LUA's giving back a foundation. Like when we did the talk, we hooked that up at Desmond Middle School. That was great. That was a great following. We need more of that. That was a long time ago. And people want to know, what are we doing now? There's other schools. There's other schools out there in Plessy, Madera base. Go eat all that up. And speaking of eating up, you know what? October 27th and 28th, Tulare, California is the 9th annual Manuel Torres Boxing Classic. Doors open at 5 p.m. on the same day. 559 Fights is back. Jeremy Lucha is back. And you know what? Same town here in Hanford, California. Doors open up at 7 p.m. That's at the Hanford Mall. Wow. I guess you can buy some Jordans and go watch some MMA fights too, man.
It's a smart location, man. It is. It's for Hanford and for the organization. It's a smart spot.
It is, man. Hey, man. Last time they were at the Harley Davidson. Yeah. And that's a plug for them. It went really well, man. It went really well. Cool. Yeah. The Fighters Voice team was there, man. And of course, November 2nd, the Beast. We talked about that. Stockton, California, my man. And you also got Hector Madera. You got Kilo the Kid Madera getting ready to get back in the ring. And also, who's the kid? Oh, man. Andy Benson's guy. Oh, no, I want to say Andy. What's the kid's name? My gosh. Andy. I better remember his name. No. Oh, man.
It's going to haunt you all night.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to haunt you all night,
I know it's going to haunt me. So let me know his name. Andy Benson is going to kick my butt for not remembering it, man.
But I'm going to interrupt you for a minute.
Sure, go ahead.
Since you talked about a fighter, like they promote themselves.
Yeah.
But one of the fighters that you mentioned, I mean, they be promoting themselves with fake stuff.
Oh, I like it.
How are you gonna be
only on the Fighters Voice Knockout Radio?
Working on the fields with polo sweaters and stuff like that, with Jordans, picking up grapes or something and filming that shit. That shit's fake.
Watch me feed this homeless guy. Watch me feed this homeless guy. That's what it is. See?
I'm that type of guy.
Okay.
I keep it
did
real.
I say that though?
No. I seen it.
He's seen other fighters pull that bull. Yeah.
They're just trying to promote him. That's fake shit.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Self-created narratives to be relevant.
He's promoting himself with stuff that he don't actually do.
Okay, well that's good to know.
The fields, I'm pretty sure my mom.
Oh, that's real talk.
Oh, we got him to do it.
Only on the Knockout Radio Show. Wow.
Man, so now anybody watching could go back and narrow down that list.
Well, hey, they can't
say, hey, a polo shirt and some Jordans.
Working on the fields.
I like that's a good quote.
You know what? That niche down real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just ask the questions. I don't control the answers, but we give them the freedom of speech. They've got freedom of speech here on the Fighters Voice Knockout Radio. I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your boldness.
And
hey, mad respect.
They work on the fields. They come from this. They come from the bottom. Man, they work shit.
But the thing is, you find what bothers him is fake connection to people. Like, don't have fake connections. If you want to try to make connections, be real.
They're promoting themselves with fake stuff. Like, they want Mexican people to follow him and stuff like that when I'm pretty sure he hasn't even worked for $1 in the fields. He just promoted himself.
You worked in the fields?
I worked in my fields. I paid my whole phone. My dad never actually made me, he never paid for anything for myself. I actually had to work for my things. If I wanted a pair of jeans, I wanted to pay my phone bill, I had to work. So every weekend I would go to the fields, either picking grapes, tomatoes.
I roll trays, man. That stuff hurt my back,
so
bro.
Picking grapes, man. That's in land,
tying vines.
Man, I don't like that fake stuff that they'll be promoting. Oh, the next big thing. Oh, your
honesty, man.
He comes from this, and that. And coming out picking grapes with the polo,
ladies and gentlemen,
sweater,
every fighter has a voice, and so does Bryan the Lion LUA. I love this. I like this, man. Is there something in the water? Right? You just keep it real. Hey, I'm all for that, man. Let's have some fun. I had this right here. This was like the mystery drink. Co-host Cole Escovedo said, "What's in it, man?" And then Bryan said, "Would you say steroids?" And I was going to pull a name. Yeah, what did you say? Well, I was going to get to that. That's what he said. Would you say it is?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what this would do to somebody? We can talk.
I think that's the idea.
We could talk about that on the Fighters Voice Kick-Ass podcast because somebody would be getting a lot of ass and kicking a lot of. Oh, I can't say that right now. Huh? No, I can't. No, I can say it tomorrow. So we'll edit that part out or. One of the above, man. But no, hey, I'm glad I brought the truth out of you. I'm glad I brought out your corazón and what you're thinking about and what you're feeling. And I'm glad I was able to give you a platform to voice it. And that's the main thing. That's why this show is here for. We're not here to sing Kumbaya and, hey, let's get your hair done unless they get a haircut by Bryan the Lion LUA, right? Exactly, man. And then you rolled with 4 deep. Not one of them is videotaping you right now to put on IG or your Instagram or your Facebook. They're all right there just chilling right now, man. But it's okay. We'll school them. It's kind of like those hidden messages, man. If you're here, rolling, get all this stuff. Because that's all your stuff, man. Yep. That's real talk right now. Hey, we're coming right back with our closing segments. The Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio, knocking out the competition.
Fighter's Voice.
The only radio show knocking out the competition. Fighter's Voice Radio Show.
You here on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio, knocking out the competition. The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. Everything else can start to scatter. Listen, this is our closing segments right here, and clock's not going. And we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to go in depth with Bryan LUA. There was something that got his attention that he doesn't come in agreement with, and that's the social media. That's some of the things that people portray, so to speak. I don't know the facts. I'm just speaking on what his comments were about. If you care to elaborate again, or we can just move on to a different segment. I'm going to give you the platform and the opportunity. It's up to you.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move. Let's move on.
He said what he had to say.
He said what he had to say.
I think we reached the idea of what we were at and what the principle of the bothersome was. Don't self-promote at the cost of the people's expense if you're not going to be one of the people. It's simple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel you. I completely feel you and understand, but I do want to ask you this, man. Have you guys tried Bobby Salazar salsa? Bobby Salazar salsa is not only the best salsa around, okay? It's so hot and delicious, and it make you slap your grandma.
Dude, it's spicy.
No, it won't. No, what was that? What was that hot wing commercial? No, Bobby Salazar's, man, it's the best, man. It's not, the stuff made in Mexico, but it's sure not made in New York City. This is good stuff right here. Cole Escovedo, every time he gets it, he has to blow his nose. I love this stuff. There's no chips, so we're going to dip our hand in it and eat it. Because I talked to the sponsor. She said she was going to give us some chips. I'm still waiting on that, but she's doing a collaboration. She's trying to work out a deal with Bobby Salazar's and chips.
I mean, if I had a soda, bro, I'd probably drink some just because it kind of tastes good. Like, it's spicy. Dude, it tastes good. Like,
no, it does taste good.
It's not just spicy salsa. Like,
it does taste good. I don't endorse anything that I'm not really down with.
But it's a little spicy for me to just drink.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not going to drink like
I
that.
would. Like,
do you like Bobby Salazar salsa?
I've never tried it.
Bro.
You never tried it?
No plug. It's actually pretty decent.
No. Hold on a second. No, he's not going to plug it because he's not getting paid for them. He's a professional athlete. He's not going to put on a hat. He's not going to plug anything until he gets paid. And we went over that with Isidro Ochoa.
We did.
These guys, these professional athletes are doing too many things for free. Not on this show, you're not. Somebody needs to step up. You're not doing anything for free. You're not eating any chips for free. You're not putting on somebody else's hat or gear.
Just watch us eat.
No. Hey, they got to pay. You're a professional athlete. You get paid. You get sponsorship, man. Plain and simple, period. Enough said. Probably going to lose a lot of friends for that, but I'm keeping it real just like my man did. It's kind of contagious when you keep it real. No, do you always keep it real?
I always keep it real.
How's boxing work, by the way? Like, can you go NASCAR style, or is it like with the
Yes,
UFC?
you can. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, Jose Ramirez, some gentleman said that. He asked Rick, is Jose's shorts going to look like a NASCAR, right? And he kind of laughed, and he said, well, yeah.
Back in the day in MMA, that was kind of expected. But, like, as you move up the ranks, the more sponsors you have on your shorts start to speak of your level of...
That becomes one sponsor just says, I want to be your only sponsor.
Yeah, that's why you just
let me cash these guys out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you got another guy that says, well, you know what? I want some of this action too before you. I mean, that's a great problem to have.
That's how you have Reebok and
Absolutely.
Monster.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. But, Jose's doing really well, man. I mean, Rick's doing really well in his career. And at the end of the day, what he's selling is real and true. I mean, we got a champion. We got a WBC super lightweight champion in the world. That's Jose Ramirez. And, enough said, man. Yeah. I want to see him and I'm going to get a watch. Coach B's going to get in my ear right now. I want to see Jose Ramirez and Crawford, baby. That's what I want to see in about a year and a half at 147s. I want to see because, man, if Jose would have been in that fight, he would have been landing some bombs. He'd have been hitting around, moving around.
Why so far away?
Man, and we got to go to commercial too. Well, because opportunities, I mean, Jose's at 140 right now, but I want to see him at 147s taking on the best pound for pound in the world. If you ask his brother if he can win, Jose's brother Luis said Jose is pound for pound in his eyes the best in the world. And he should believe that. I mean, tell Jose that he's not. He's undefeated. Enough said. Hey, knocking out the competition. It's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Never down for the count. It's just another wrap. Thanks for listening to the Fighter's Voice Radio Show. Catch us again next week.
Same when, same how.
And always stay connected to the Fighter's Voice on social media. So, on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, our special guests, and the whole crew right here at the Fighter's Voice Radio Show, saying see ya next week, right here on the Fighter's Voice.